Better? Steph, hello! Yes. Cool. Hi. Hi, everyone. How are you doing today? I'm outside and wearing circusy makeup. What do you guys think? It's going to be very difficult for me to catch up on... Oh, well, maybe not that difficult. So, Angarashi, thank you for naming first and second. Wow. Urkabez, thank you for resubbing. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so much work to try and catch up on. I'm just going to trust you guys. Is there anything that I missed? Mic is better, but the aesthetic appeal of the stream is still the same low quality. I mean, there's not that much that I can do. I mean, this is my old laptop that I used to stream on, and it has the lower quality camera that you seem to like, right? Just banter. All right. Oh, you have new emotes? That's cool. All right. So, before I forget. Before the sun goes down any farther, I wanted to show you guys my flow wand, which, like I said, I was never super good at it to begin with, but I'm very out of practice. So, I'm just going to be sort of showing you what it is. This is the other circus act that I did. There's this other girl, though. She was just, watching her was like magic. I do know what I look like, that's true. And I don't normally look like this. My eyelids aren't normally a mixture between silver and purple. Steph, do you know that I used to be a paid fire eater when I was in high school? So I used to be one of those people minus the sword part. I did try to learn sword swallowing and I was never very good at it. The fuck is a fire eater? Well, if you stick around, you'll see. But it's someone who eats fire. It's pretty self-explanatory. I figured you might be able to figure it out, but I guess it was a bit, oh, what's the word? Optimistic for you. That's sort of what I was thinking. Okay, so let me move everything out of the way. By the way, this is a flow wand. It's a stick that flows. Alright, let me move things. And in all of my wisdom when I moved, I got rid of most of my circus clothes, so this is what I'm wearing today. It's shiny. I don't know why I'm so nervous right now. It's just you guys. Alright, so a flow wand is a wand that there's a stick that is weighted so that even when it is hanging, it stays upright so that I can... Toby, move. Toby, go away. You're gonna get hit. Okay, that's fine. Stay. You were held back in year 5 about 4 times, goddamn. Sammy, hello! Oh, I'm not lighting this on fire. See, I got this on Etsy and it was very cheap and it works. And it is designed to be lit on fire, but the thing is it's not weighted properly. So I ended up having to like tie a wire around one end to make it slightly more in balance, and it helped, but it's still not quite right. And when you light something on fire, the balance gets even a little bit more not right. So, and you don't want something that is on fire to hit you, so it's only been lit on fire like twice and I realized that it doesn't work like that. So I think you guys can see me. This is a flow-on. So how are you guys today? I forgot to ask you. I was so focused on being nervous about showing you guys stuff that I think is cool. Well, I live relatively close to an airport, and I've lived here for around 27 years now, and I've yet to have an airplane land not in the airport. So the odds are not in your favor, but statistically speaking, every time that doesn't happen, it becomes more likely that it will happen the next time, so. I'm relatively sure that me telling you that I live relatively close to an airport should be okay to say. There's a lot of airports in the world. This is such an inconvenient height for me. Five or six airports the entire world. I'd like to see your math. Did you go and look at every single one? Yeah. But you can sort of see that it's not weighted quite right, because when, like, it's supposed to be straight up and down. If you look at a proper flow wand, it is straight up and down. This is always just a little bit. Yeah. There's nearly 20,000 airports in the USA. Yeah, I think I'm okay. Yeah, no, not at all. The one that my friend used, the one who taught me, she had one that was so cool. It was roughly the same size, because there are different sizes. She had 3. 2 of them were like this with shorter strings so she could use them on both hands. And then one of them was this size, and it was light up, so it was an LED flow wand. And she said it was like $250, and I was like, oh my god, no. $250 and pretty much indestructible. She could do whatever she wanted to it, and it never broke. Yeah. Yeah, it was so cool though. It's no wonder I was more motivated to practice flow wand when I lived near her, because I could just use hers. Hers was, the string was different, so it was safe to do things like she could do this. I know I'm just talking about this other girl and her skills, but she was so cool. She could do this thing where she would be able to get it around her neck and then like do this thing without it like getting messed up, and then reach her hand under the string and then get it back onto her hands without messing it up at all. I was like, wow. It took me forever just to learn how to like step over it, and I'm still not very good at it. OH&S Minefield. So, does that count years where I hadn't even touched a flow wand at all? because when I lived in Humboldt for around 3 years, and I want to say I started shortly after I got there. And then I left in 2019, I think, early 2019, and I don't think I've touched my blow-on since, until recently when we were talking about circus stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, I still have it. But it's a lot of fun, and it's a relatively easy thing to learn if you have patience and creativity, which I have some of those. So, if anyone's interested in circus acts, I highly recommend Flow-On because I think it's super cool. Oh yeah, I've had this for years. Alright, while it's still light out, I can do the... Mr. Kennedy, are you still here? Yes, you are. You would take a light stick and cracking it and cut it open and pour out the glow on the ends. Wait, what? Did I miss something at the beginning of that? Let me go get the Q-tips and I'll do that again before it gets super dark. No light stick like a... Oh! That's a good idea. But isn't that like super bad for you? Like you're not supposed to let that get on your skin at any cost? Like a glow stick. Oh yeah, I could do that for sure. That would definitely make it easier for you guys to see. Okay, so Blockhead. Blockhead is another circus act, which is a form of circus called freak show, where you do freakish things with your body, and they're not tricks. So sword swallowing is considered to be a form of freak show because it's a little freakish that people are able to stick swords down their entire throat. Blockhead is like that, where the person, but I'm a noob at it, so I use a Q-tip, gets a nail and then pretends to hammer it into their head. I can't, I'm too scared to do that, so I use a Q-tip instead. Yeah, I like to think that a lot of us are freak shows here on Twitch. You guys in the chat especially. This is not stable. Okay, so, and Mr. Kennedy is the one who redeemed this. He saved up so he could redeem Fire Eating and Q-tip Blockhead all at once. So this is in honor of you. I'll say that again once I light things on fire. And everything is all set up over there, but it's not dark enough yet. 4 freaking months. Yeah, it was a while. Ta-da! I should just do my entire stream like this. What do you think? It does not necessarily with runny noses, but when my sinuses are swollen when I'm sick, this clears it up really fast, and I'm able to breathe for about 4 minutes before my sinuses swell up again. You have to see if you can reach it from the inside. The Q-tip? I know that you are probably able to do... Oh! WJ, welcome in. How are you doing today? Today I am going to be eating... Sorry. Today I'm going to be eating fire for you guys because Mr. Kennedy saved up for 4 months so that I would redeem, so that I would eat fire and do Blockhead and do my circus acts. So I've also grabbed my flow wand and was messing around with that for a little bit. There's a continuation of Blockhead, and I think it's called mental floss, where since your sinuses are connected to your throat and mouth, you're able to get like a tube and stick it all the way up your sinuses and then pull it out your mouth and then like floss your brain. It's not that dangerous if you know what you're doing, because I've done it before. I'm not good at it and I would never do it on camera. Yeah, I saw it. Or maybe I didn't see it. I know that I've seen people do the actual trick, but I think the person who told me, or who taught me how to do Blockhead, her mentor had an act with his wife where he would stick like a tube up his nose, out his mouth, into his wife's nose, out of his wife's mouth, stick that end into like a glass of orange juice or something, and then he would suck on his end and it would make the orange juice go through the tube, like up the nose, out the mouth, up the nose, out the mouth, back into the mouth, and he would just drink through like this long ass tube that was going through 2 people's heads. Yeah. Gross, but also kind of like, I kind of want to see it. That sounds really... Yeah, I kind of want to see it. The trick, I'm pretty sure it's called brain floss or mental floss, but it might be easier to just look up circus Blockhead. Which, fun fact, you're not allowed to tag that on Twitch because Blockhead could be used as an insult. Oh no, WJ, I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable. Do what you need to do though. Oh, I'm not doing that tonight. I'm just saying that I know how. And it is a thing. No, the Q-tip does not reach the throat. Q-tip reaches not nearly the back of the throat. You know, while I'm here, do you guys want to see my dogs? Yeah, that's what she said. Nice. Is a Q-tip supposed to be what's the word? An innuendo? A long stick Q-tip. Hey Toby, do you want to come say hi? Come here. You guys don't get to see my mom's dog very often. Come here, Toby. Come here. Oh, they can't see you. Alright, I'm lifting you up. We need to turn this around. Okay, come here. Yeah, come here. Yeah, good boy. This is Toby. Oh, you guys can't see over here. Hi. Come here. I mean, that works. Sort of. Slim, thank you for being here. A Flufid? He is a Toby, yes. This dog was my 16th birthday gift, and he is now my mom's dog. Absolutely not even remotely my dog, he is my mom's dog. But he was my 16th birthday gift. How are you, Slim? Yeah, there's a lot of good people here. And I even forgot to advertise because I was busy trying to put on makeup. So, I'm excited that you all are here. Of course, every single time I've seen Mr. Kennedy on my stream, his stream, anyone else's stream, he's made sure to let people know that I'd be eating fire this weekend, so I guess I didn't really need to advertise. Oh, bro. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm happy with how it turned out. It brings the best people around? Yes. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. If people want to see an amateur fire eater, I'm their girl. Used to be professional. 10 years ago, holy shit. Because I was 17 when I first got hired. And I'm 27 now, so I started eating fire 10 years ago. And I only worked for her until I was like 19, so. How are you, Slim? Anything new? I've been doing Gears with Ivy. Tried scrolling up. I wish that I could show off Toby more. He's such a handsome boy. My dog is just way too jealous for me to try and give another dog attention in our room. Oh! I thought you knew. Didn't... Well, yeah, I eat fire. I used to be a professional fire eater when I was 17 to 19 in high school. Technically professional because I was technically paid. Well, I was paid. So, yeah. Well, to be fair, Sammy's not normally able to be on my streams because I stream so late and she would normally go to bed pretty early. No, I looked up when sunset was supposed to be and it was like, okay, I could start like right after sunset and it will probably take a little while to get dark. So I'll have time to mess around with my flow on. It's been an hour since sunset, and it's still decently bright out. Yeah, never a loser. Don't insult yourself, Sammy. I don't marry losers. Or grandmas. Well, I might marry grandmas, but not losers. Yeah, grandmas are great, exactly. They make the best cookies. Yeah, there's a lot of other ways that you can insult yourself, but don't insult my taste in women. Exactly. Exactly. I don't know if I actually want to mess with this or not, but I wanted something to do with my hands, so I got this back out again. Oh boy, that's loud. At least I know that my sound's working. Your walk-on finally worked, Urkamus. See? Very out of practice. Trout Sniffer, Tyler Winter, thank you for the first time chat. Welcome in. Sit on my flow wand. I think I'm okay. I wouldn't want to break it. And I think that would hurt. That would make sense in not working for mobile. I am messing with the flow wand. How are you guys doing? Trying to mess with a flow wand. The only other circus act that I've tried to learn, well, besides normal juggling, which I can't do. Fun fact, I can teach people how to juggle, but for whatever reason, I cannot do it myself. I have successfully taught at least 3 people how to juggle, but I can't do it myself. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. But the other one is called contact juggling. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of it, but it's where you have a contact ball, which can be anywhere from about this big to this big. And you know that scene from The Labyrinth with David Bowie and all of the bubbles? That's a form of contact juggling where he has multiple. That wasn't special effects, that was him messing with contact balls. So I tried to learn how to do that, but that is ridiculously hard. Ooh. That's what I'm known for. Just helping people fall asleep by having them listen to me drone on and on and on. Is that right, guys? Just everything I say is so monotonous that it helps you fall asleep. Yeah, see, there, it's already working. Oh, Urkamus was asking me about clowning, because I did take a clowning class in college, ironically enough. I didn't go to a circus school. They just had an extra credit, not an extra credit, just one of those extracurricular 1 credit classes. And the guy had actually gotten certified at the... You guys are great. I love you guys. But he had actually gotten certified and graduated from like the United States College of Clowning or something. I don't remember what it's actually called. But it's actually kind of famous in the clowning community. And so I took a class with him, and I was expecting it to be just sort of easy, and it was not easy. There was more homework in that class than some of my normal classes. It was ridiculous. But it was all very interesting. It was on the history of clowning, dating back to like the Shakespearean times or the Greeks. I wouldn't be surprised if you do have to register clown names. We never got that far. It was just a one-course class. But we did come up with clown personas that we did name, but again, it wasn't going to be a professional thing, so we never looked into like legal rights. I named mine June Pippin Paddleopsicopoulos. Does anyone recognize that name? It wouldn't have been legal, but it made me laugh, and I was really disappointed. I was really disappointed that no one got the reference in my class. June Pippin Paddleopsicopoulos. It's a reference from a cartoon that is somewhat famous. It's from Avatar: The Last Airbender. When they're going into, I think, Ba Sing Se, and they're all wearing disguises, and he goes in and he's dressed as this old man, and he's like, my name's Bill Pippin Paddleopsicopoulos. And then he turns and he's like, and this is my niece, June, and it's Katara, and Katara's like, nice to meet you, June Pippin Paddleopsicopoulos. I know! Such a good show. I've seen it too many times, and there's no such thing as too many times. Just don't be like Pogo. So, my favorite project that I did, there's a couple projects that I did in that class that were really fun, but the one that I was really proud of was, the assignment was called Goopy Goop, and we all had to come up with a scene where our clowns would come into contact and deal with a problem that had to deal with something gooey or sticky. And there's a lot of really funny ones. There's someone who's trying to juggle, but then like gum got caught in her ball and she had to like try and like there's a lot of really funny ones, but mine went kind of a gross way, where I came out and I like was really happy and waving at everyone, and I mimed that I was holding something, and they were fries. Like you could figure it out as it went on, and so I sat down and I'm like sat down, put something down, and so now I'm holding this and like taking a fry, dipping it, eating it, like super happy, offer it to the audience, go back to eating, and then out of nowhere I just like start Chew! And then I just freeze for a moment, and I look up at the audience, and I'm like, because now there's goo, and I can't eat the fries because there's goo in my hand, so how do I do it? And it's just like being distressed, and eventually I figure it out. I can put down the basket and then just eat with that hand, and then hold this one like this. My professor said that he liked that the audience was able to tell where this was going before my clown did, which was somewhere along the lines, I kind of stop as I'm now eating the fries with one hand, and like pause, and like look at my hand, then look at the fry, and look at my hand, and look at the audience, look at my hand again, and then tried dipping it in the snot and eating that. And the entire, like, the class was like, no, 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 don't do it. I don't know, I had a lot of fun with it. I got A+. I'm sure that me explaining it to you wasn't nearly as entertaining as me just trying to do it, but I was very proud of that project. The final project that we had was where we were doing some sort of bank robbery, so it was like a partner project, and the girl that I was with the girl that I was partnered with apparently used to be into some like really, really freaky, kinky stuff, and I guess one of her previous partners had made her a cage, like welded together a massive cage on wheels that could be like latched from the outside, and she wheeled, and it probably was like over 100 pounds. And so for our scene, we used her giant kink cage where we had to try and break into it to get the we had to try and get whatever we were stealing from the bank, and then one of us gets caught in there, and now the other one has to figure out how to get the... It was a really fun class. I learned a lot. Okay, let me catch up. Here's the Doughboys. See Legend of Korra and Last Airbender one time through. I've seen Last Airbender multiple times, and I've seen Legend of Korra twice, I believe. Frontline of Fishing, the Goat Show, Last Airbender, and the Frontline are not the same. Pretty much using your happy emote for hype one. It works. Man, it's so hard to catch up on chat on my laptop. Eclipse, hello! How are you? Good to see you! Well, it was probably a little bit larger than a large dog crate, and it was made entirely out of wrought iron that the guy welded together, and it was on wheels, so that meant that even though the bottom of the cage was also like it was the same like bars and everything, so it wasn't on the ground, which meant there was no way to be inside the cage comfortably. And we had to wheel it into the classroom, so I think she got someone to deliver it to campus, so we had to wheel this massive cage like through the parking lot, up this big hill, and it was heavy, like down the hill, and then we had to try and get it through the door, which was so difficult to do because it was so big and unyieldy. Well, if it's a king cage, it's not supposed to be comfortable, from what I understand. That's what I learned from this experience. It was a lot of fun though, and because it was designed for use, we were able to sort of like jump around on the bars, our clowns were allowed to jump around on the bars trying to like free the other person without worrying about damaging the cage. Well, it was humble, so there was a lot of weird things. Like, we got weird looks, but I definitely saw weirder things while I was there. Actually, I was on the outside. She was the one that got caught inside the kink cage, and I was the one that had to figure out how to free her, and I think that I ended up just leaving her there. My clown persona is not a bleeding heart. Gotta cut her losses when she can. Okay, well, how about the fact where when we were getting ready for the bank robbery, we got those fishnet stockings to pull over our face and then just rip them open? Because it's easier to breathe that way. That's how it works, right? You just need to wear it. Yeah. Kayla, hello, welcome in. I'm talking about how when I was in college, I took a clowning class, and so for our final project, we were put into groups and we had to make a skit that was about a bank robbery, and the person that I was with was like really, really into the kink community, and I guess one of her previous partners had made her a wrought iron kink cage that was on wheels, and it was huge and very heavy. And oh no. It's making noises like it's going to start. But it's not starting, it's just sort of leaking water. I was fully prepared to run. I mean, I think the computer would be okay, because the sprinklers are facing in that direction. It's just to feed the apples. You're saving up for your own pair of PVS 31s? What's that? Can you go grab my water? I don't know what you're talking about. 17s, 31s, what are these? Oh, okay. So what about this conversation made you think that you needed to get some? Or is it just a random thought? Okay. Oh, kinky stuff. I'm... How? I'm pretty sure... Well, actually, I have no idea. I didn't ask for too many details. Everything she said kind of scared me, if I'm being honest. You're lost in the connection between kinky stuff and night vision goggles? Because, like, aren't candles a thing? Mood lighting? And hot was more so in the kink, but NVG? Okay, Sammy. Do you want me to try and yell your name and see if you wake up whenever I start eating fire? Oh, I guess it is dark enough that I could try and do that now. It's not like super dark, but it's probably dark enough. Okay, I'll bring all that stuff over here and start setting it up. So, today, imagine wasting an Ultra Ball on an Onyx. Today I'm going to be using my fire torch and fire fingers. And if you were to ask me while I was actually working and someone said, oh, what do you use for fuel? I would say fairy magic. And if they said, how did you learn how to do this? I would say I had to get a quest from a princess to go on an adventure and get a blessing from a fire sprite on the edge of Narnia, or something along those lines. But since I'm not working an official job, I am using rubbing alcohol. God, that's stressing me out. I was talking about how they attach you to their and give you an integrated thermal device. It's really cool looking through them. Oh. PCG never goes when you want it to be honest. Ow. Can't poke through this with my nails. Perks of these nails is I can't break my skin. Cons of these nails is I can't break anything else either. Let me go get a knife, I'll be right back. I'm a little nervous to leave my laptop out here right now. Gardening tools. White noise is the best, especially at 10 or 12 p.m. with more white noise at home. I can imagine this being pretty relaxing right now. Hang on, let me take this. Can you hear me now? Yes, now you can. Cool. Okay. Now I'm just letting it soak. Android moment, yeah. Android fam for the win. No. Because I don't have to have iPhone. In fact, I don't like iPhone. Yeah, Galaxy for life. Alright, once again, don't try this at home, but if you ever do, pro tip, make sure you always shake your tools out, because if it drips when it's on fire, then fire is going to drip and that could be very bad. So exactly, yeah, you have to shake it before you play with it. Same dog, imagine being a commercial fisherman. I have 3 phones. Oh boy. Okay. I need to turn my volume down apparently. Oh my gosh, no wonder it's at 100. I normally keep it at like 40. Oh, Eclipse, we're talking about fire tools. If you have fire tools, you want to make sure that you shake it off, because if there's fuel and it drips while it's on fire, the fire will drip and that could end up being really bad. So before you start playing with your fire toys, you want to shake them off. That is sunlight. It is still bright out. It's been over an hour since sunset, and it is still bright out. You're not able to hear me? Oh, you're not hearing the audio. Oops, I think I had that turned off. How's that? Sammy! You're awake. Oh, Necrotic, hello! I didn't even realize you were the one that said that. It's dark out there. It's 7:18 p.m. here. Well, it's something. I can go back and refund any redeems that people would like me to afterwards. But I'm hearing it, and it is blasting my eardrums out the last several. Okay, well... Oh, I forgot. I brought all of these things and I knew I was forgetting something. Let me be right back. I'm gonna grab my lighter. Got it. Yes, this is what Mr. Kennedy redeemed. Okay, so let's see. You guys tell me if it's dark enough or if I should wait a little bit longer. It's probably okay, right? You can see that there is fire. So once again, don't try this at home. I am a trained professional. Or was at one point a professional, but I am professionally trained. That's probably better. First trick is you want to get to a point where you can... There's this pesky instinct that humans have where they don't want fire close to their face. So, licking it isn't just cool, it's actually the first step. Because I gotta make sure that I don't freak out if it gets close to my face. I did the wrong arm, didn't I? It is hot, but it doesn't burn you unless you leave it for too long. I'm gonna let that re-soak. And I'll use a different one. I didn't burn myself. Okay, there's this trick that I used to know how to do. You could technically do that with the marshmallow, but I think that would go poorly for yourself. Both for you and the marshmallow. The thing about rubbing alcohol is that it burns at a low temperature. Other things don't have that control, so even though it can easily burn me if I'm not careful, it's not going to burn as hot as something else like a marshmallow probably would burn. Ta-da! Did that work? Could you see? Did I let it go? And it's still on fire? Nematocyst, welcome in! I know how to do it, but it is extremely dangerous, so no. But I have done it one other time. But it's super dangerous. The guy who actually there was someone who told me, who is in the circus community in Humboldt, who said that he would teach me how to breathe fire, and I was super excited for it. But then he was like, but first, before I do that, thank you for being here. Before I do that, whenever I teach someone, I say that I need them to look up and show me, to prove that they've looked it up, 2 articles on fire breathing gone wrong. And I was like, I don't want to do that. Because if it goes wrong, I know why it goes wrong and why it's so dangerous. Because what you do is you take some sort of flammable substance into your mouth and then you breathe it out onto a fire. And if there's windy or anything and the wind blows that flammable substance backwards, now there is fire on your face. Or even on something else as well. It could be, like, you could set a building on fire that way. Just so y'all know, I do have a pool right there that I can jump into if I set myself on fire. It is fire. Seriously, right now, I'm standing. Okay, is that better? I used to have less shame when I was younger, and I would dance, even though I was never trained to dance, but I was trying to like practice as I was preparing for this. And I couldn't figure out, like, I was trying to look up, do you think it would be possible to do the Macarena like this? Like, I would have to be so careful not to catch my head, like, touch anywhere near my head. Hey, Macarena. One of the things that we would do is we'd go out to restaurants and then we'd ask people if they needed anyone to light their cigarette for them. Well, thank you, thank you. Okay. Well, they died. Ta-da! Well, as an adult, now you know what could go wrong. And you know that if something goes wrong, it could go really wrong. One of the girls that I worked with when I was working as a fire eater was a contortionist, and I ended up teaching her how to use the fire fingers. And so she would do this act where she would have she would be doing like a back bend, and then someone would come over and light one of the fingers on her hand, and she would eat fire while she was in a back bend, and it was just so cool. Urkamus, just so you know, she was 13. At the time, 10 years ago, Twitch. But, dude, it was so impressive just watching her. She would do this thing where she'd take a picture where she was laying on the ground like this and her feet would just be right next to her head, and it'd be she'd make it look effortless. Man, I was so jealous. I'm not flexible, so doesn't. I tried taking a contortionist class with her once and it did not end well for me. I was in a lot of pain. We have a thing in my family, we like to say that stiffness runs in our genes. The only reason my brother got flexible is because he's a wrestler and he was forced now into all sorts of positions, so he had no choice in the matter. How am I making you look bad? I have done no such thing. You know, saying that you're a fire eater, or saying that someone's a fire eater, may make them sound cool until you get to know them a little bit better. So don't worry. Sorry, I need to catch up before I react. You guys have plenty of skills. You have, like, real life skills. Fire eating is sort of a one-trick pony thing. You eat it and then... now what? Thank you, Sammy. Well, Kennedy fights fires. Honestly, I think that being a firefighter is really fucking cool, so. Go eat while I save the family. You literally put Lady Teddy on the resume to look cool. But there's only so many times, like, it's not one of those tricks that you can just sort of... I was always very jealous of other circus acts that didn't really need to worry about the fire going out. You're eating hot pizza, if that counts. I think that counts. That could be really dangerous sometimes. Okay, so I poured out enough fuel for me to mess around with the fire fingers and torch one more time. Doggo's being weird. Oh, and there's my doggo. Hi. Yeah. Did you not know that I've been out here this entire time? Come here, Cleo. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come here. Okay, come on, baby. Here. Come on, up. Up. Good girl, good girl. This is Cleo. Most of you, I think, have seen her before. Because that's my dog. That's the one who performs Hop Up. What's the thing with, what's the cartwheeling with the big circle and clowning? You mean like that big wheel that people are able to just sort of spin around in? So it's not really a cartwheel, it just sort of looks like it? I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking about. That's really cool. Were they paid for it, or was it just something they did for fun? That's so cool. That's not a cheap one either. Because any equipment like that normally costs a good amount of money, so if she's just doing that for fun, that's like an expensive hobby. Oh, she went to school for it, so she probably was going to end up doing it professionally in some capacity. There's this one guy that I worked with one time, and I don't remember what it's actually called, but it's where you have like a weight on the end of a very long rope, and you're able to like, you know how long it is, you're able to like swing it around, and because you're able to very accurately calculate where it's going to go, so you don't risk hitting anyone or hurting anything. He was really good at it, so he got in this habit of just, as he was messing around, knowing where someone was and intentionally just making the dart part of it, like the weighted part, go out in their face like it was going to hit them, and then stop literally like this far away from their face. And I never saw him hit anyone, and I saw him pull that dick move multiple times, and it was scared me every time he did it to me. Super cool. I cannot imagine ever feeling confident enough in my own skill to risk setting someone's face on fire. Because it wasn't always lit when he was messing around, but quite frequently it was. And even if it wasn't lit, I couldn't imagine risking breaking someone's nose. Yeah, it sounds cool, but it is a dick move. Yeah. Yep, that's exactly it. I think my mom just got home, so I'm gonna go say hi to her, and then I will light these, and I'll be back. Oh, silks! Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I've always wanted to work with aerial silks. Aerial silks are so cool. Okay, be right back. Okay, I'm back. Flow wand. FLOWWAND. Like magic wand. I don't know, I feel like it's probably too dark for me to show it to you guys now, but maybe not. For the people that weren't here to see it. Oop, that is the wrong way. Yeah, I don't think you guys can see anymore. Yeah, I love Flow-On. I wish that I'd taken a dance class or something at some point in my life, because I think people who know how to dance who have Flow-On is just so graceful. Okay. I did when I was younger. I was a professional fire eater from the ages 17 to 19. But that was several years ago. And then I joined the circus club in my college during my brief attempt at college. So I had more circus exposure there as well. Interesting. Ta-da! Now you must have seen that I'd let it go that time, right? And I was just holding it in my teeth. Yeah, it takes a lot of breath control. Yeah, exactly. Well, no, inhale beforehand, because your breath is what controls the size of the flame. Fun fact, fun story. The first time I met my ex in high school's parents was at a fire eating gig, and I kind of jerked when I realized that they were there, and I tried to wave my hand quickly to put them out because I just lit them. which works when I haven't just lit them, because the flame is weaker, but that wasn't the case at this point in time. And in doing so, I was a little too vigorous in my attempts, like this, like I tried shaking my hand, but it didn't work because I literally just lit them, and I ended up flinging one of my fingers, my actively on fire fingers, and hitting my now ex in the face. No, not in the face. It almost hit his face, but he blocked it. It was like his shoulder or something. And that is the first time I ever met my boyfriend at the time's parents. Oh, shoot. I forgot to take my jacket off. No, I put in all of this work. I've missed playing with fire. Thank you for redeeming this. It's just... I don't know why something that I know is actively trying to burn me is so peaceful. Ta-da! Welcome to your life. I don't know if that's the advertised motto of a firefighter. I don't know why Lumia doesn't work on my laptop. I did set it up. But I think it's designed specifically for OBS. Oh! One more thing that I used to know how to do that I thought was cool, that I don't really do anymore. Oh, it might not even be a good idea since I'm wearing fake nails, but oh well, fuck it. Oh, I'm just saying that I'm going to be lighting my literal finger on fire, and these are plastic, so probably not a great idea. Exactly. That's something I also used to do. Use my actual fingers to light my fire fingers. Apparently it's actually, like, very basic part of an act called fire fleshing, where you get something that burns at a low temperature and you just make patterns over your arms and body so that you light them and then have, like, the training and the patience to wait until the last moment and then use your hand to put it out. There's something magic with fire and something really extra to see someone like you controlling it. Well, thank you. Thank you. That means a lot. This will be my lamp, so I don't have to turn on that light. I do miss playing with fire, though. So, Mr. Kennedy, you probably have the experience with fire. You gonna try and get some fire tools of your own? Is, the missus gonna get mad at me for suggesting such a thing? I prefer to be in the burning room. Fair enough, fair enough. I mean, that way you've got all that protective gear. Also, once again, for anyone that has been watching that, don't do that. Don't try that at home. And if you do try it at home, don't do what I just did. I trust myself to be lazy with eating fire, but I really should make sure not to eat fire with my head not tilted all the way back. Yeah, that's very bad practice. Don't do that. Okay. I'm gonna go turn on that light, and then I'm going to probably wrap up soon unless anyone has any requests. You're okay with the blockhead? Well, if you figure out mental floss, I'll be curious to know. Once again, if I were to buy something better, I would probably practice with it more, but there's no way. I'm actually gonna jump on to do, okay, you're doing your own stream now. Yes, those are all the correct answers. Don't do this at home. It's dangerous and I have been trained. Thank you! I'm glad that you guys enjoyed that. I was actually really, really nervous. In my mind, I'm like, I don't want to let them down. I know that it's eating fire and people are just excited to see that, but I don't know. I was so nervous getting ready for this. Are you live now, Mr. Kennedy? Thank you. You guys are all wonderful. Thank you so much. Oh, it looks like you are live. Well, I can read out to you. Since this was a stream in your honor anyways. Well, I'm glad that I didn't let you down. I know that you've been super excited for this for 4 months, and especially this last week. Okay. Ooh, wrong one. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to read out to Mr. Kennedy now. Since this was a stream in his honor and now he is streaming, so if anyone would like to stick around for that so we can support him, that would be great. I'm probably not going to stick around. Well, I'll probably join the chat of your stream later though, because I need to put all of this stuff away. But yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll do this now. Yeah, so again, thank you everyone for hanging out. You've been absolutely wonderful. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. Bye.